Hello. Good evening. This is Kai from 1 week in the past. I think this recording was done on the 16th of May, right after the first recording. So if you've watched the recording on Monday, then this is done right after I finished recording for that recording. That video that you watched on Monday. So yeah, it's Thursday now. Let me check the calendar. It should be the 25th of May for all of you. Yeah, I'm more than 1 week in the past. I am currently recording this on the 16th of May. Yeah, but thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you. I had a bit of a drink earlier after the first recording, and I feel like I can go for another one. So I'll just be doing two for tonight. I'll probably go get some rest after this. Yeah. So thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you, and I hope this recording will help you guys out. As in, it's not a replacement for my streams. I'm pretty sure, but this is the best I can do for when I'm away. So hopefully, you guys will still find this helpful. You'll still be happy about this as well. Thank you so much for always supporting me. And I want to, yeah, even though I'll be away, I still want to be able to provide some form of like streams, content for you guys too. So yeah, one more hour. We'll just be doing 1 hour of more Raging Loop. We'll just be continuing from where we left off the story last time. So last time we got lost. Our character got lost. Our character kind of landed in a sort of like a accident as well. He found a girl. The girl brought him to her home just to take shelter for the night and stuff like that. So we're going to find out what happens next. If you just ended your day, um, I know it's around 10:30 p.m. You should be watching this around 10:30 p.m. my time. But yeah, I hope you had a good day. If you did, please get some good rest tonight. Have a good meal as well. If you haven't as well, have a good dinner. I know it's usually dinner time for most of you, some of you when I stream. So have a good dinner, okay? Make some good food or get some good food and have a good meal. For those of you who just woke up, have a wonderful rest of your day. Wishing you all the best with work and stuff. Hoping that the day goes smoothly for you. Sorry, I can't talk anymore because it's already really late and I streamed for 5 hours. I recorded for 1 hour already, so my ability to language is just not there anymore. Yeah. Really, I would say even before I'm going for army, right now it's before I go for training. By the time you watch this, I will be already like more than halfway through my first week. But yeah, before I even go for it, I think I already miss you guys a lot. So hoping to see you guys soon. Um, from your perspective, Saturday this coming weekend, I might do a stream. I'll be back Friday night. Yeah, I'll be back home Friday night. But if I have the energy, I'll try to do a stream on Saturday or something. Yeah. Mm. Would be nice to do like a small surprise stream, maybe. A huge maybe from me because I don't know if I'll have the energy, but if I can, I'll try to do one so that I can catch up with all of you, play some maybe Honkai Star Rail, Genshin on stream while talking to you guys about the new updates. I think by the time this recording is out, there'll probably be an update or two in Genshin or Star Rail, not too sure. But honestly, just looking for to new content in those games for now. I'll still be able to do my dailies when I'm in training. I'll still be able to find time to do my dailies, but yeah, I won't be able to play games in there just because yeah, I will need a lot of rest as well. But yeah, just I think that's all I wanted to really talk about before I started like the with the rest of the recording. So thank you so much once again for coming by and for listening in as well. And if you're just using this video for background noise while you're working on something, I hope it'll be helpful to you. And I hope it helps you relax a little bit. I hope it helps you de-stress a little bit before you go to sleep or I just hope that it cheers you up a little bit before you start on your day. All the best with work today, and have a good rest tonight as well. Thank you so much for just listening in. All right, let's continue with the story. What happens next? Okay, so I guess he drank and he slept, blacked out. I don't know. The last thing I remember was our little. When was the last time you pissed yourself while sleeping? Talk. I had to tell her about the time I got so drunk I wet my pants in the middle of the boarding house. Okay, good way to start. She laughed so hard she started frothing at the mouth and passed out. Is that a good thing? Probably not a normal thing. I woke up with a splitting headache. Probably drank too much. Uh-oh. Oh man. Morning already? Light poured in through the frosted window. I pulled out my phone and checked the time. 7 in the morning. I gone to sleep somewhere between 2 and 3, which probably wasn't quite enough sleep. Okay, let me just adjust the volume a little bit. I just hope it won't be too loud for you guys. Yeah, please let me know on Discord if it's too loud. Or you can turn down the volume as well if it's a little bit too loud. Yeah, I just hope that the volume will be okay. So sorry. At least I didn't wake up to some horror movie scene. The building wasn't in ruins, and the girl wasn't actually a skeleton. Though in a way, this might have been worse. Ugh. She was spread out on the floor on the other side of the mini table. Her breathing was mixed with some weird gurgling sounds. I hesitantly looked at her. The saint that saved me from the hell I was in last night had puked in the middle of her sleep. Oh no! What was I supposed to do here? I guess they have this fluffy image in the background so that you don't look at her puke. As a guest, I couldn't really be too harsh on her. Chiemi-chan. She's back. She's still sleeping. She wasn't waking up. I just do what little I could. Wipe her face, everything. There, that should be good enough. I used tons of toilet paper to clean up her mess and flush it down the toilet. It left a stain on the floor, but it was dirty to begin with, so whatever. I even wet a towel and cleaned her face. Even then, she showed no signs of waking up. Some of it was on her hair and her clothes, but I figured it was best if she took care of that herself. Chiemi-chan. Morning. First hint of consciousness so far today. I'll be leaving for a bit. Oh, I think it's a little bit too loud. Just turn it down a little bit on my side so that it's not too loud for you when you're listening to it. Without waiting for a response, I walked to the entrance. She'd have to take a shower and change and all that, so I'd kill time outside. I stepped into my still damp shoes with my bare feet. My socks were in the washing machine with the towel she gave me to wipe my legs, and reached for the doorknob. I opened the door and was greeted by a gust of wind. The raindrops gathered on the leaves of the tree next to the building flew right into my face, making me grimace. The rain from last night was already over. The sky was pretty clear, but despite that, I noticed the visibility of my surroundings was poor. The building was surrounded by leaves. The old structure was basically buried in a forest of trees about as tall as itself. There were branches poking into the exposed hallway. It almost felt like they'd reach out and grab me if I wasn't careful. I kind of felt like I was in an overgrown ruin. I turned around and saw the room and Chiemi just as I left them. Yep, it was all real. I closed the door. There were other rooms in this building, which made me wonder if they were occupied. Hell, I wondered the same thing about the area in general. I pushed the branches aside to see if there were other buildings nearby. Suddenly, something entered my vision. What happened? What is... Why would... That is so creepy. It didn't feel right. Something that shouldn't have been there. The leaves I moved revealed a woman clad in curious clothing. Oh my god. The moment I recognized her as such, she opened her closed eyes. Did our eyes meet? another strong wind. I shielded my face from the spray of raindrops. That is so creepy. The woman was when I looked outside again, the woman was nowhere in sight. Was that an illusion? If not, then what? What kind of place was this? It could have been a real Hicksville, a marginal village, a bunch of actual ruins, or an illegal settlement. I had some theories, but I set them aside for now. It seemed like a place worth exploring regardless. Okay, so let's go explore. I went down the stairs and found no sign of the woman, or anyone else for that matter. A short distance away from the building, I turned around and sure enough, it was pretty much covered in trees. I went to the place where I saw the woman. There were footprints in the grass here. Maybe I'd find her if I followed them? No, why would you do that? I don't like scary things. They led me to an open area. It was unused, but it looked like someone was trying to do something with it. Was it supposed to be a construction site? Even if it was clearly abandoned. There were large rocks and lots of sediment near a prefab. What is a prefab? From what I could tell, there had been a giant landslide which forced them to stop construction. The fact that plant growth was still minimal meant that it had happened fairly recently. The footprints seemed to be going down the hill next to this site. Okay, guess we're following the footprints. Following them, I finally saw something that could be called civilization. There was a set of paddy fields with houses nearby. So this actually was a settlement. What a relief. I decided to keep following the footprints and approach the settlement. Okay, what else would we find? I came across another unpaved path that was clearly used by people and cars. It was lined with weeds and bushes reaching up to my waist. It was home to caterpillars and grasshoppers, among other things. Spiders were no exception. Do you guys are you all okay with creepy crawlies? Like bugs? I'm okay with them, but it gets really itchy when they climb onto your skin and stuff. Ugh. I think when I went camping once, I got bitten by a leech. And I didn't realize it was there until I realized that my socks were all bloody and stuff. I think it was a walk. It was a very, very long walk. It was a school activity, so we walked for a long time. There was like a leech that sort of dropped onto my ankle and was sucking blood from there. So I didn't realize that I had a leech until I noticed that my socks were bloody and stuff, and it had already fallen off a long time ago. It was probably my first encounter with something like that. Disgusting. Spiders were no exception. There was no shortage of insects there, so it was a good place for a net. I wasn't particularly scared of spiders, but I didn't like them either. At least they were just harmless orb weavers. But yeah, if you want to interact with lonely little old me, you can maybe drop by the Discord, send me a few messages while you're watching this. I'll be more than happy to chat with you, because I feel like even though I haven't gone for training yet, I already miss you guys a lot. Yeah, and the usual sessions of just chat we have on stream as well. Yeah, if you'd like to come by Discord for a bit, drop me a few messages, or even Twitter. You can also reply to the posts, the tweets about this video on Twitter as well. I will make sure to put an announcement on Twitter when I'll schedule tweets and stuff for these videos as well on my Twitter. Okay, let's continue. Regardless, I avoided these bushes just in case and followed the path like the good city boy I was. There was a large boulder surrounded by grass. I assume it's this one, top left corner. It was strangely tall, making it look like it was put there by people. On its dewy surface, there was a gray tree frog, ready to go after the many insects scattered about. Okay, what happens next? I walked a bit further and came across a house with a small field nearby. The field's location made it safe to assume it belonged to the inhabitants. If there were inhabitants anyway, I couldn't see anyone. And just like always, there was grass everywhere. There was another boulder standing next to the house. This one was obviously placed there by human hand. What was the point? Was it a monument or something? The footprints continued into the field. Okay. The wet mud on the field was full of small, young, but healthy-looking rice plants. If you ignored the standing boulders in the area, the place looked like a normal farming village. I was both relieved and worried at the same time. From what I saw, there weren't any other buildings besides the ones in this settlement. Everything beyond was just mountains, meaning that this place was completely isolated. And I was a complete outsider. There was no way things would go well if I ran into a random local. I belatedly crouched to hide myself a bit. It was probably best for me to go back. Chiemi might have been looking for me. Okay, so we're heading back now, I guess. Suddenly... Oh no. I heard a sound. I looked for its source and found a speaker on a wooden utility pole in the middle of a small plaza. A morning broadcast? I'd never heard this tune before. It was cheerful at first, but had some parts that seemed really dark. I found it unsettling. Perplexed, I stopped walking, and what happen next made me hide myself. Guys, I'm suddenly kind of scared. What is this? There was a person in the area densely surrounded by houses, but they weren't normal. Oh my god! I just got a chill. What was with that appearance? What was that on her face? Though as I was a fair distance away, I could see an old woman with some sort of cloth over her face shakily walk out between the buildings. Oddly enough, there were boulders even there. Guys, I think I might have picked the wrong game to play for these recordings. let me use my scared face toggle. But even weirder was the fact she walked up to one of them, lightly joined her hands. Scary. Yeah, I'll stop messing around. Lightly joined her hands and bowed her head before it, her face still hidden. Then all was silent. It actually looked like she was revering it. To me, it looked like she was praying to it. This was bad, really bad. I wandered into a settlement with a unique culture, to put it lightly. Forget causing trouble. An outsider like me could get killed here. I just turned around and ran for it. I dashed up the hill, past the house, through the construction site, until I arrived back at the apartment building. Jimmy looked like a relatively reasonable person. Maybe she could tell me what was up. It just hit me that the way she described this place was somewhat weird. She basically said it wasn't normal. Or maybe you're just a serial killer who brought me here just to get me drunk and kill me. Oh no. No way. What if she was actually the bait they used to lure outsiders here? Oh no. Guys, this is suddenly very scary. Can we change games? Okay, well, we'll go on for a bit more. Man, I don't know if I can do 2 more recordings for the next week with this game. I'm kind of creeped out already. Chiemi still hadn't come out of her room. I feel like this is one of those games where I really need someone with me to play. Like, I need someone next to me while I'm playing. She didn't respond even when I knocked or called out to her. I didn't have to worry about this, right? That just made my inexplicable unease grow worse. What if this was a trap? Was I in a dangerous situation? I had to talk to her. If she was a normal person anyway. Maybe my best option was to run away right now? I wouldn't know where to run. I couldn't remember the path we'd taken here. Though I was pretty sure we went uphill, so maybe I had to go down? If I avoided the settlement and went back to the mountain stream, I could escape by following the wild roads. That was my best option, even with the difficulties considered. Thankfully, I'd taken my bag with me. I took out a 5,000 yen note and put it in Chiemi's newspaper box. It was payment for last night's beer. The moment I turned around to take my leave, oh no, is she there? The door to the room next to the staircase opened slightly with a creak. No. Oh, I saw an eye glaring at me through the gap. Oh my god. Her high-pitched scream pierced my eardrums. I screamed too, scared shitless, and ran for it. Suddenly, I stepped into the wet hallway floor at a bad angle. I fell. Oh, thud, thud, thud. Haru-chan, what's wrong? Well, who's this old guy? Are more people? Ah, who are you? And are you alright? The reasonable sounding voice prompted me to shake off the pain. I raised my head. Eh? Who are these? School uniforms. There are 2 boys in formal looking school uniforms. Are you alright? He repeated the question. Yeah, I was just startled. You friends with Chiene? For those of you who don't know what the ne suffix means, it's basically a suffix for older sister. So they're calling Chiemi their older, like sort of like an older sister. It might not be like blood related. It might be like just like when you call somebody like a sister, I guess. Like a friend, like an older sister. You mean Chiemi-chan? Are you a friend of hers from college? She didn't tell us anyone was visiting. Oh, I just got into some trouble and she helped me out. There's nothing shady about me, though I know that's hard to believe. It really is, old man. Man, how do I handle this? Anyway, my name's Haruaki Fusaishi. I'm Oribe Yasunaga. This is Kamoshida Chigamochi. Just Mochi is fine. Good to know. If I call him that, maybe he'd stop calling me old man. I was only 24. He's younger than me. And this is Haru-chan. What are you doing? We don't know him. Apparently, this Haru-chan was the person who'd look at me through the gap in the door and screamed. He seems safe. Come out. A moment later, she slammed the door shut. After a few more moments of hesitation, opened it again. Makishima Haru. Okay. Wow. She looked like a student too, except her fashion sense was exceptionally flashy. Who are you? Name's Fusaishi Haruaki. I crashed my motorbike nearby and Serizawa Chiemi-san helped me out. Wait, are you saying you spent the night in her room? Yeah, she cut my words short with a ear-piercing shriek. So that's why it was so noisy. What were you thinking? You're not supposed to enter an unmarried girl's room. It's indecent. Yeah, I was hesitant too, but Chimmy-chan was kind enough to let me in. Why are you acting like you've known her your whole life? Well, wait, she's not getting out. Don't tell me you... There's a 5,000 yen note in the door. Yeah, go. Some weird misunderstanding over here. Don't tell me you... No, no, no. She just gave me lots of booze. I'm paying her back for that. Chiene's body is way more than... How dissolute. The hell are these kids saying? Hey, can you help me out? You drank with a girl you just met, and she's not coming out. Crap, I had no allies here. What's going on? And so the subject of the conversation joined in. Oh, Chiemi-chan, can you tell them what happened last night? Something was off about her aura. What happened to the lively girl she'd been yesterday? Chiene, did you? This is embarrassing. Huh? What is happening? Wait, hold on. Stop. Oh, she's messing with us. She's messing with us for sure. She's trying to get us into trouble. I can't be a bride anymore. Stop screaming! Man, what a mess. Though Jimmy's face was all pale, she was actually grinning. She obviously had a bad hangover, but that didn't stop her from messing around. After calming everyone down, Jimmy explained what actually happened. How we met in the middle of the night. How she let me stay out of goodwill. How we drank ourselves silly, and now how nothing happened between us. Man, it's been so long since I drank that much. Guess I wasn't prepared for it and puked it out. Sorry you had to see that, Haruaki-san. So far the story has been pretty funny. I like it. But not when they try to create suspense and try to make you scared, you know. I'm not really into that. I don't like scary stories. I guess this is more like a mystery type of like thriller kind of thing. Yeah. Also, I guess I can talk about what I experienced last training if you're a bit curious about what I'm like currently in right now. So, I do in Singapore you have to serve 2 years mandatory service. And after that, every year they'll call you back for like 2 weeks or something just to have some extra training. I'm no longer combat fit, so I can't do any of the, you know, the exercises and stuff like that. But I do manage some other things in there, so it's usually okay. Oh, but the food is like not really what I like though. I mean, I'm not a picky eater or anything, but sometimes it feels really heavy. Like it feels very carbohydrate heavy. There's a lot of carbs and I just feel super sleepy whenever I eat. But I guess that's because they need to give like everyone energy to do things, you know. Yeah. I don't know. I'll probably complain more about the food when I'm back. Yeah. So every year I go back to manage some things, and then yeah, pretty simple job for me. I do have a lot of time when I'm in there. So if you'd like to, yeah, do drop me like a few messages on Discord. I'll have a lot of time to reply. Okay, I'll just continue for now. Hey, I don't mind it. That Haruchan girl still looked at me funny. As long as she doesn't scream anymore, because man, she's been really loud so far. Absurd. Anyways, sorry. I was so tired yesterday that I couldn't refuse her kindness. Oh, this is Chiene we're talking about. She does whatever she wants. He's got good reasons for being here too, so maybe the elders will understand. Where did you find him anyway? Well, next to the river further down. My words made everyone change their expressions. Why? Are people not supposed to come from across the river? That's a big deal.
2日連続で2人もだなんて
Two people over just 2 days. Oh, what is happening? Is this small little settlement like people who just find their way here by accident? And then they just can't find a way out or something like that? Did I say something bad? It was going to get out sooner or later. We made it quite a scene, so I wouldn't be surprised if everyone in Yasumizu already knows. Hey, what did you mean by 2 people over just 2 days? Don't touch me, you're filthy. I wasn't trying to touch her and I wasn't filthy. Sure, I hadn't had a bath in over a day, but still... Hey you, why is it a big deal? Taebas... Okay, the ba suffix is for older women, like grannies, something like that. It's like a granny suffix. So I guess Tai is the name of the character. Going to go ee. What does that even mean? Well, that sure sounded bad. Can you tell me more? It's a bit complicated. For now, just keep in mind that this is the countryside. Things are different here than in the city. This guy here was Oribe-kun. Ignore Chiemi and he was the easiest person to talk to. What should I do? Just leave it to me, alright? And it's time for students to eat, isn't it? But I want to see where this mess goes. This guy. No, you don't. Just go already, we'll catch up. Well, I guess it's best to go separately. There's probably gonna be some disagreements. Yeah, I knew you'd understand, Yasukun. Take care of them for me, alright? Sure. I think he probably likes her or something. I don't know. Stop treating me like a child. Let's just get going, you two. So the students walked off towards the stairs. It was kind of easy to tell what sort of relationship they had. Anyway, so they live in this building too? Yep, it's a student dorm, you know. A student dorm in this Hicksville? Still, my senses have betrayed me. There actually were other people here. By the way, you didn't run into anyone else and get in trouble, right? Yeah, I was careful on that front. Good. Let's get ready to go to the dining hall. Okay. Oh, for breakfast? No, eat your breakfast now. We'll go to the dining hall to introduce you. Huh? To who? To whoever has a problem with an outsider coming from Saranaga. Oh, so like that Taeba person? Huh? I'm in your hands then. It's fine. If you're that grateful, keep what happened this morning a secret. Or like her puking all over herself. Sure thing. What's Saranaga anyway? That river? Yep. That river is called Saranaga Rapids, but the area around it is called Saranaga. The place has some cultural significance. It does? Yep. They say it's a corrupt place where the dead return from the other side. Ooh. Oh. Uh-oh, I did not know that. Sorry, I clicked out of the game. Oh. So that's why they reacted like that. Any other rules or customs I should be aware of? Oh, there's lots. So just leave everything to me, alright? Gladly, on all fronts. If I may ask, am I in danger? Nope. But you should try to escape before something unpleasant happens to you.
早く出ていけた方がいいかも。
You're gonna lay the groundwork for that, huh?
そうそう。
Yep, yep. The settlement I'd straight to was a weird place, but at least the guide was reliable. And she wanted me to leave ASAP, huh? Hmm? That was depressing. Jimmy gave me some cup ramen for breakfast. She boiled the water in a small electric kettle. The girl herself was too hungover to eat anything. I did take the opportunity to pay her back for last night's drink in person, though. Then we made our way to the dining hall. I wonder what you'll see at the dining hall, though. Not sure what to expect with this game. It seems pretty creepy so far. Like, the setting is very creepy. I think when I played, so my favorite story game franchise, like the favorite series of story games, is called Zero Escape. If you haven't tried that game out, do give it a try. It's so good. The story is a little bit scary at first, but it becomes more of like a puzzle, like you want to figure out what is truly happening in the game or something like that. So if you haven't tried Zero Escape, it's such a good game. Do give it a try. There are 3 games in total. Play through them. It's very similar to, I guess, like Danganronpa. It's like a killing game type of setting. Yeah. But it's really interesting for me. Okay, let's just continue so I don't, get too distracted. Okay. What are these boulders? They're like charms, I guess? They've been here forever. I've never seen anything like them anywhere else. But yeah, I guess they're kind of unique to this area. She led me along a narrower path than the one I'd followed earlier. It didn't seem like any cars used this one. It was very farmy, I guess. The area was also littered with those boulders. Some were cracked, broken, or half buried in the fields. They were clearly religious symbols, but it didn't look like they were that important these days. Or were they? Now that I knew I was safe, I once again became curious about this place. Oh, there's a person. He was working on the field. That's Takumi Nichan. Morning. Nichan means like brother. Just explaining for those of you not too familiar with Japanese. Jamie waved her hand. The man responded, but then froze mid-wave. Let's go. Probably because he saw us, right? Are you sure we should? The guy looked pretty surprised to see me. Don't worry, he'll be at the dining hall soon. We'll explain things then. Well, she said so. As an outsider, I had no choice but to rely on her. This was the part of the village I saw this morning, where the buildings were more densely packed. I didn't notice it back then, but it was actually kind of weird. Basically, it felt desolate. The wooden bungalows in particular were more or less overgrown, buried in tall grass and other greenery. If this was all I saw of the village and someone told me it was abandoned, I'd have easily believed them. However, 2 of the buildings stood out. There was a hall right beyond the hill. It wasn't that big, but it looked grand and well maintained. The other building was obviously the dining hall. It looked a bit dirty, but I could tell there were people inside. From what I could tell, it was the most lively place in this poor excuse for a community. Suddenly, the 3 students walked out, chatting about something. Chienai and Fusashi-san. Morning again. Aren't you late? We took forever because Mochi doesn't stop saying nonsense. Yes, I am evil. Give me miso soup. Well, you'll make it if you hurry. Believe in class, you guys. Behave in class, you guys. Half dashing, the 3 ran up the path we came from. They're all in high school, huh? Yep. There's a branch school all the way up the mountain. I was going there myself 3 years ago. Sounds like a hassle.
それでもみんな
It's not all
あんなよう
bad.
に住める
At
分
least we get to
許
live
されてるんだ
in that dorm. Jamie was entirely straight faced. There wasn't even a hint of a smile. Alright, let's get sight.
そうしましょ
Yeah. He's so monotone. そうしましょう.
気合入んない
I'm not convinced. We laughed a little and passed the curtain. Oh,
いらっしゃい。あら、
who is this? Welcome. Oh. The inside was as aged as the outside, but it looked well maintained.
ちみ
Is
ちゃ
he
ん。
a
お
visitor?
客さん
Chiemi-chan? The hostess-looking lady asked. Though somewhat aged and fatigued, she was definitely beautiful. There were two others beside her. One was a lady in her 70s or 80s. She was probably the one I saw this morning. The silhouette matched. The other was a man who seemed a bit younger than her, probably in his late 60s. Though they were just sitting there was a menacing aura about them. I'll introduce him. This is Fusashi Haruaki. I found him at Sarunaga last night and took him into my care. Their reactions were powerful. The lady gasped, while the two elders rose to their feet with alarm. The tension that was already there the moment I walked in reached its peak.
気にするのもわかる
I know you're concerned,
これ
but
は単なる
this
偶然
is just a
あ
coincidence.
の子と違ってこの人は素性が明らかだし
I like that
バイクで
little girl.
中道に
He knows exactly where he came from. He went on an old path with his bike and crashed. It's actually really sad.
そんなわけで
That's why I think we should help him leave.
ちゃんと帰れるように手伝ってあげるのがいいとちえみは思います
What is happening in this village?
どうですか
What do you think?
皆様方
After saying all that, Chiemi fell silent. The ball was in their court now. Now, that is troubling. The lady voiced a harmless opinion, careful not to upset the old people. It was pretty clear who was in charge. They were elders in more ways than one.
ちいちゃんはなんで夜にサラナガなんぞ言っとったかね。
Chi-chan, why did you even go to Saranaga at night?
虫の知らせ
I had a hunch, I guess. You know what
あ
happened?
んなことあったし
I couldn't fall
やられ
asleep.
なかった
そいじゃやっぱり読み人じゃない
Then
かね
he's gotta be a Yomibito. Yomi? What is Yomi for? Bito is for the character for person, but Yomi, I have no idea. Like some spirit or something like that? Shut it, Taiba. From the conversation, it was pretty clear that something had happened before I arrived here. It was probably similar to what happened with me. She mentioned some little girl. Perhaps there was a child who wandered in here like I did? According to Chiemi, the Saranaga Rapids were a place of significance around here. It was a place from which dead people came to life or whatever. So this time must have been the E lady that Boyd mentioned, and the Yomibito must have been a term for the dead who came from there. Apparently, the primary goal here was convincing these elders to approve helping me. Where are you from? The old man's voice put my derailed mind back on track. It's getting thicker, you guys. The mystery is getting thicker. I'm from Tokyo. How old are you?
年は
24. Older than Chi, huh? He chuckled. I immediately realized he was taking a jab at me for hiding behind a younger girl. Nice to meet you. I'm Fusashi Haruaki. Like she said, I wandered into the town after my bike crashed. I seem to be a total outsider here, so I didn't want to speak out of turn. That's why I asked her to talk on my behalf, but I think I should say something at least. I won't trouble you any longer than I have to, so I would be grateful if you pardon my brief stay. And please don't blame her for helping me. Hey, Haruaki-san. I think she went against this village customs by helping me out. The students also seem surprised.
まあ
My
これでも大人です
I'm an adult. I'm willing to take responsibility for any trouble I cause as best I can.
可能な限り償います
Okay, at least our main character is some sort of response. You know, he has some sense of responsibility to him. So maybe, you know, okay, a little bit of respect for him now. Yeah. I hope you guys are enjoying the story so far. How do you feel about the story? Is it scary? I mean, I'm watching it. You can probably tell from my reaction that I am a little bit unnerved. So honestly, this story is a little bit creepy, but I am curious to find out what happens. So I don't know if you guys feel the same. Hope you're a little bit more curious about this game too. We'll be playing a little bit more.
ですので
So please
どう
put
か
up with me.
お願いします
I bowed my head.
ちゃんとしとるタイバ
He seems alright to me, Taiba.
私はスカンはね
Don't know about that. Look at his hair. All colored brown. Shit, I forgot I didn't look very presentable to the more traditionalist people.
よそは皆こう
Outsiders are all like that. Just help him out, get out of here, ISIS.
ほいじゃ好きにしなさいね
Do what you want. I guess I got their half-hearted approval?
春は
Haruaki... Haru, huh? Like my granddaughter. What a mess.
あ
Oh, so that means
もしかしたら
you're... Yep, he's Haru-chan's grandpa, Kanzo Makishima.
どうも
A pleasure. I didn't know what else to say. Haru-chan and I weren't on the best terms so far. On the best of terms so far. Anyway, it seemed like we were past the difficult part. Drove into Saranaga, huh?
いえコンビニ
No,
で道を聞い
actually,
た後
I asked for
脇道を
directions at a
使って
convenience
弱
store,
そうになったところ
went
で
down a
滑り
side
落ちて
road, and ended up losing control on an unpaved section.
サラナが
Then you went in Saranaga. Why didn't you turn around? He wasn't impressed by my choice of actions. It just hit me that I had no idea how much time passed between the crash and my meeting with Chiemi.
わしと匠で見てきちゃる
Takumi and I go to see it.
匠は他を見よるわよ
Takumi's working in the field.
タイバ
It's to get him to leave. Let a boy help.
カンちゃんはいい
You never change, Kanchan.
ばあちゃん
What's going on here?
どうした
Oh! Is this Takumi? We're joined by a new inhabitant.
ちえみ
Jimmy, who's that guy? Ah, Takumi Ni-chan. Oh, so he was the one we saw on the field. Well, he sure looked big from up close. All that field work was good for his muscles, clearly. And from what I could tell, he was in his 30s. As Jimmy introduced me and told him of my situation, I found out his name, Takumi Muro.
ああ
Man, that must have been hard. So, Old Man Kanzo
わしとお前で拾う
will pick it up. Thought so.
ばあちゃん
Tai Bachan, wait a bit while I help the guy. I already spread the stuff on the fields, so I'll mow the grass at noon.
匠は
What a good boy. It ain't a big deal. I'll be so quick you'd think nothing happened.
そう
Good to hear. Nothing, huh?
お兄ちゃんや
Boy,
え
huh?
僕
Me?
ですか
What is it?
ここは
You're in Yasumizu. It's not a good place. Huh? It was the place that wasn't good? Not my presence here? We don't like outsiders here, and outsiders should let sleeping dogs lie. So you should hurry and leave. That's the plan.
そのつもりです
So it's settled?
ありがとう
Thanks, Takumi Ni-chan. Okay, so I guess this village just really has some form of secret that they don't want others, like outsiders, to know. And maybe that's why they're okay with helping you get out, you know. Because if you dig too deep, then like they don't want the secret to get out or something. I don't know, but I guess we'll look forward to it. Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this story though. I do like it, but it's a little bit creepy. Like it's a little bit unsettling, if that makes sense. I hope you've all eaten dinner too. Yeah, please make sure to get some good food. I am starving right now. I will go get some noodles maybe later. I was beginning to understand how things worked here. Although Kanzo Makishima's voice was the most powerful here, it was also important to get Tai-san's approval. Kanzo was probably in charge of tackling the settlement's practical problems, while Tai-san provided spiritual and moral direction. And when it was time to be civilized, Takumi-san came and convinced Tai-san, acting as an intermediary. It looked like Takumi-san himself understood such subtleties, and Chiemi seemed to rely on the side of him.
はい。ここらで一つ
Here you go. The lady brought some tea to the old folk. Perfect timing.
おー、香織さん。
Oh, Kaori-san.
俺が飯頼んで。
Looking forward to getting some food. So that was her name.
ええ
Sure, I'll make a lot.
朝早くからお疲れ
It'll be a reward for waking up early and working hard.
大盛りにしますからね
Hey, I'm doing it for Yasumizu, Ba-chan, and you. It's nothing really.
まあ
Oh my. Okay. Flirt. Flirt. These two sure seem to get along. They looked about the same age too. Would you like
お客さんも
something to
ご飯
eat
に
too?
されます
あ、
No thank
いただ
you.
いてきたので
I already ate.
それじゃ
Then
お
here's
茶を
some
どうぞ
tea. I can also get you a light
お昼
snack
でも
if you'd
お
like.
出ししましょう
What would you say to some onigiri?
あそれはそれは
That would be...
ごめんなさいちょっと
Sorry,
急ぎで電話
can we
が
borrow
入
the
ったの
phone? We need it quick. Oh? Wait, they have a phone here?
それなら
Sure.
いいけど
But why not
くらいは
have some tea first?
うんありがとう
Thanks,
でも本当
but
に
it's
聞いてなかった
urgent. Let's go, Haruaki-san. Okay, I guess she's helping us get out of there. Oh, sure. It didn't look like I could say no. Okay, so we're heading to somewhere else, I guess. We went up the nearby stairs to what seemed like a living space. At the end of the creaky hallway, there was a black rotary phone, a rarity in this day and age.
これがここ安水唯一の電話だから
This is the only phone in all of Yasumizu, by the way. Seriously?
ちなみに
Oh,
携帯電話はどのキャ
and
ラ
not a
クター
single
も使いませんので
mobile service provider works in this area.
そうなのか
Really?
で
Wait,
もどこに電話
who do you
したの
want me to call anyway?
ロードサービス
Road
とか
service,
保険とか
insurance,
あと
stuff like
必要な
that.
家族にも
And
連絡
family if you have to. Oh, that made sense. Hell, I should have been the one to say that.
さっきも言った
Like I
けど
said,
できるだけ
it'd be
不公
best
平
if you
な
left as soon as
方がいいから
possible. So you should use everything you have.
よそ者が
So,
歓迎されない
because
場所だから
outsiders aren't welcome here?
そういうことです。
Yep. Suddenly, she doesn't seem as friendly anymore, you know.
それ以上
And
の
I
詮索は
shouldn't
不要と
pry any further, huh?
え
Haruaki-san,
ー
I see you catch
早
on
く
quickly.
とっても
That's
察しが
good.
いいそれはいいことだと思う。ただ、
But you also
好奇心
seem
も
really
とても強く見える
curious.
バレたか
It shows, huh?
バレます
Of
か
course
ね
it does.
でも
Honestly
正直
though, you should
あんまり
avoid sticking your
いろいろ
nose
と
into
突っ込めない
things.
どうせすぐに別れるんだし
Because we'll part ways soon anyway.
その通り。
Exactly.
なんだか寂しいな
That's kind of sad.
ちえみちゃん
You
の
want my
部屋の場
contact
所を
info? Yo?
くれるならぜひ
If you're willing to give? Oh! This guy.
やった
Yay! That makes you guy number 53 on the list.
テンションガタ落ちですわ
Damn, that ain't a letdown. We still went on to exchange our info. I could only help that being number 53 wasn't as big a problem as it sounded. Okay, let me just drink some water really quick.
それはともかく個人的興味で言えば何が問題になっててどんな背景があるのか知りたいのだけど
Anyway, I'd still like to know the reason why me being here is such a big deal.
おすすめしないな。
I don't recommend it.
なぜか
But
な
why?
私が不愉快になるから。
Because it made me upset. Oh. Uh-oh.
あんまり故郷が好きじゃない
You don't like it here?
うん。
Yeah.
正直、 嫌い。
I actually hated.
ここの人とは
He seemed to
仲
get
良さ
along
そう
with the
に見えるけ
people
ど
though.
ああ。
That's just how it
それは見える
looks.
だけですね。
I was a huge problem
私相
child,
当の問題児だったん
so I
で
feel kind of
ご年
awkward
配
around the
方と
older
結構
folk
気まずい
here.
よ。それに
There's tons of
パッと
things you
見は
can't see
わ
right
からない
away.
話しがらみもある
Oh,
し
but I can't say
ま
I
あ
actually
住人
hate the
自体は
people.
そんなに嫌いじゃないけどね。
With that, I decided to stop prying about this place any further. I'd back away before she came to hate me.
あでも
Oh,
一つだけ聞い
can
て
I
いい
ask one thing though?
いい度胸。
Ooh, gutsy.
何かな
Go ahead.
室匠さん
Do you
のこと
like that
好きだったりする
Takumi Muro guy?
え
What?
私が
Me? Like him?
うん
Yeah. Haha, no way. Takumi Nichan's cool and all, but he's too rugged and over a decade older than me. He's out of my strike zone. Hmm.
それに
And he's
匠兄ちゃんは
always only had
昔から
chan.
香織さん一筋だし
He's always only had eyes for Kaori-san.
やっぱそうなん
It
だ
sure felt like it. They married or something?
うん
Nope.
香織さん
Kaori-san's a widow. Well, that seemed complicated. That aside, Jimmy had been acting a bit strange. Why had she dragged me away from all the tea? It seemed so awkward too. Maybe the food has some sus things in them. What? Assuming she hadn't been jealous of Kaori-san and simply didn't want her to charm me, it would mean that she just hadn't wanted me to drink the tea. Why? Also, why'd she feed me cup ramen if I could have just gotten food at the dining hall? It's almost like she doesn't want us to, eat there. Looking too deep into things was part of my nature, though things were never as bad as I assumed. I went on to call my insurance company where I found out something. Apparently this village was hundreds of kilometers away from the nearest service station, meaning I was ineligible for the normal service and had to pay extra. And the extra was no small amount too. It actually went over 100,000 yen. How much is that? That's like 1,000? Is that more than 1,000, I think? Dollars? 1,000 Singapore dollars. Ish. More than that, I think. Also, I couldn't have avoided this if I had taken a more expensive plan. This was all my own fault for not taking the bike salesman's advice. I said I would consider it and hung up. Then I went back to the dining hall.
あれ
Huh?
おじい
Where
さん
did
たちは
everyone go? The customers had changed completely. Tai-san, Kanzo-san, and Takumi-san were gone now. They were replaced by a caricature of a juvenile delinquent.
誰だよてめえ
Okay, I'm not gonna say that word on stream. Who are you? He shouted at me. He seemed like he was trying too hard. He then slammed his bowl and chopsticks on the table and stood up to intimidate
え
me.
夫妻師春明です
I'm Fusaishi Haruaki. The hell? You wanna go?
まあ義継
Goodness, Yoshitsugu. You don't talk like that to someone you just met.
うるせえババ
Shut up, hag.
そいつ誰だよ
Chiene, the hell's this
バ
asshole?
イクで事故った旅行者の春明さん
Haruaki-san, a traveler who crashed his bike. Boy, was that introduction half let me introduce them to you. This is Kaori Oribe and her second son, Yoshitsugu-kun. Yasunaga-kun's the first. Oh, so that one boy with the spectacles is her son too. Yasunaga-kun?
君って
The guy you introduced me to this morning? Yep. They may not look it at first, but they're alike, don't you think? The Oribes, what an unpredictable family.
兄貴のこと言ってんじゃね
So,
えよ
talking about bro.
だよぶっしゃ
Wow. It's rude. This guy. I don't like him. I don't like this guy. Call me that all you want. I'm confident in my popularity. And from what I've seen, that confidence was well justified.
とっとと町へ戻って
Get back to the city, you idiot.
バカバカ
Stupid dumbass. Wow. He's just kind of childish, this guy. I don't like this guy though.
どうしよう春明さんバカは否定できないかも
Oh no, Haruaki-san, I don't think I can argue with that.
なんと ちえみちゃんはバカだったのか。
Oh,
よ
you were in.
バカバカ。
えひどい。
言ってやろうぜ、吉嗣くん。バカバカ。
なんなんだよてめえ。死ねバカにしてんじゃねえよ。
This guy. He can't, like, make up his mind. I don't know what this guy is about. You're pretty conflicted, aren't you?
ごめん、ちえみちゃん。
Sorry, Chiemi-chan, I was just playing.
あ
Well, one nice reversal after another. It takes quite a man to surprise
チエ
me.
ミをあっけに取られさせるとはなかなか。
ちえみ
I just don't want to lose to you. That's all.
付き合ってんのかてめえら。
You dating or something? Boy, did I wish.
いい加減になさい。
Stop it, Yoshitsugu. You're already late. Change and go to school. Shut up. I ain't going. Mumbling something, the kid walked out of the dining hall, leaving his half-full bowl behind.
ごめんなさいね。お恥ずかしいところを。
I'm sorry about that. How embarrassing.
根は素
He's a
直な
really
いい
good
子
boy
なんです
deep
けど
down,
ね
though. I could actually see that somewhat. By the way, where are Makishima-san and Muro-san? They went to
もう
pick up your
バ
bike.
イク拾いに出ましたよ。
まずい。
Oh no, I gotta hurry after them. Hey,
場所は
they know where it
分かってるみたいだった
is.
し
They'll be
大丈夫
fine,
じゃ
don't you
ない
think?
いや、
Well, you just have to set it on neutral and push. I'm not sure they'll know how to do it.
あとさすが
And
に
I,
手
of
伝う
all
べきでしょ
people, should help. They might go about it the wrong way.
その程度な
If
ら
that's all,
手出
then
しはやめと
you
きま
shouldn't
しょう
bother.
なんで？
Why?
取りも直さず
Because you're an
浦木さんが
outsider.
よそ者だ
I
から
wouldn't
ね
suggest spending too much time
長時
alone
間
with
一緒
them.
に歩くのはちょっとおすすめできない
But why not? I don't understand. Why is it that I so secretive? This village.
問題に
They
なり
didn't
そうな
seem
人たちに
that
は
bad
思えな
to
かったけ
me.
ど。
そりゃ
That's
二人
because
とも
they're
大人だから
adults. Don't assume everyone here is as welcoming as me. I'm an exception. You might get along fine, but you might also set them off. This place is already far from normal. Don't risk making it worse.
まあ、
She's
そう
right,
ね。
I say. They insisted you leave it to them, so that's what you should
手
do.
出し
そうなんですか。
You think so too?
え
Yes, the men here are pretty serious about Yasumizu having its own way of doing things.
男
I
の
could
人たちは
somewhat
それに
understand
こだ
that.
わるから。
A visitor should behave like one. Doing anything more would be uncalled for. It was an old-fashioned way of thinking, but this was an old-fashioned kind of place for sure.
じゃあ、
Where do we wait then?
うちに戻って待ちましょう
At my place. Expected as much, but it still made me curious. Normally, you'd expect we'd sit around and drink some tea right here, so why didn't we? As we waited, Chiemi, casually but uncomfortably, told me several things. First, I found out that the people here in Yasumizu were a bit on edge right now. The reason for that was the fact that, excluding me, they had 3 whole outsiders here. Assume this myself from what I knew so far, but apparently yesterday morning, a little girl was found straying around the Sarnaga Rapids. They couldn't even find out her name, let alone who her parents were, so they didn't know how to handle her. For now, one of the inhabitants was looking after her. Like I've been told, the more superstitious inhabitants saw her as a bad omen. I suggested leaving her to the police, but Chiemi didn't seem to think it was a good idea. It barely made sense to me, but if I were to believe her, things around here were such that not even the cops could do anything. Oh boy. And apparently the remaining 2 outsiders were a pair of journalists gathering info for a magazine article. Unlike the little girl and I, they'd come here via the normal routes, through Kami Fujiyoshi, and therefore weren't considered a bad omen or whatever. Still, even normal outsiders put the people here on edge. Through this talk, I also got some details about the area itself. Oh, we have a map now. Yasumizu was a settlement part of an autonomous region called the Fujiyoshi village, or simply Fujiyoshi. Okay, so we're here. Pine? River? Okay, so we came from this side, I think. Cliff. Kami Fujiyoshi. Okay. It also been on the map I'd shown I've been shown at the store. Fujiyoshi was split into two areas, Yasumizu and Kamifujiyoshi. They were separated by a mountain. Going to Kamifujiyoshi took about an hour by foot, or 20 minutes by car on the winding but paved road. Side note, the school the students went to was in Kamifujiyoshi. Okay. These two settlements had ties so strong they shared customs and culture. The music makes it kind of scary. I don't know why. Chimi said the local seasonal events were quite unconventional. I asked her to elaborate, but all she would say is that Yasumizu had special meaning to Fujiyoshi. She was making me more suspicious than I wanted to be. This conversation wasn't nearly as exciting as the one we had last night. Well, at least I found out she didn't have a boyfriend right now. Very intriguing. This guy. It was nearly noon when Takumi-san came back, ending my waiting game. Side note, the door was fully open the entire time we waited. It was probably Chiemi's way of saying that nothing bad was happening here. Okay. Man, bikes sure are heavy, eh? Ines heavy as the boar I caught last year. I really didn't expect them to just carry it here. Like, sure, there were two of them, but just how much mass did you have to haul a 200 kg piece of metal so easily? The unpaved road and the river made my sweet ride really damn muddy. How did you bring it up the cliff? There's a pulley. We bring stuff up from the bottom every now and then. Takumi. Oh yeah, now's not the time for that. Hey, you think this thing's alright? It looks pretty damn wet. I'm not sure. I'll check. I'll leave the rest to you then. Old man, this took longer than I thought it would. Is it fine if I do the sharpening tomorrow? I saw him off with a loud thank you. Now then. Need help? I'll see what I can do by myself first. The worst part of the repairs was right at the beginning. I wanted to start by washing it, but the old lady got really mad at me. She don't want any Sarnaga mud on the ground here because it was corrupt or something. But this plaza was the only place with easy access to water supply tap, so I did my best and convinced her to let me wash it as close to the edge as possible. Once it was clean, I could start checking what was wrong with it. It actually looked pretty good. Vented places, sure, but the wash got rid of the bad sound the wheels made. The only problem was that both tires were flat. And it was a pretty big one. You didn't bring tools? No. Aren't you supposed to whenever you go on a bike trip? I just thought I could call road service and they'd do all the work. So unprepared. I have no excuse. However, honestly, I was having a moment when I went out. Didn't think things through. Oh, can I ask what happened? My girlfriend left me. That seems like a lie. It wasn't. In any case, somewhere to get tools to fix a flat tire. There might be some in the Nosato mansion. Nosato mansion? Yep, it's the biggest place in Yasumizu. If you can't find something there, you won't find it anywhere else in the village. I see, then let's give it a shot. I don't really recommend meeting the guy, but I can't think of any other ideas. Someone important again? Yep, and he's kind of messed up to boot. Okay. Alright, so I think I will be ending this recording here. Sorry, it was mostly me just focusing on the story because this story is pretty interesting for me. It's interesting, but it's also very unsettling at the same time. So I don't know how I exactly feel about this one. I'm not sure if I'll still be continuing with recordings on this game as well. I might do like maybe one more, but I will think about maybe doing some story quests in Honkai Star Rail or Genshin for the rest of the recordings as well. I'll think about it and I'll just record tomorrow. It is already 4:38 a.m. for me, and it's probably around 11:40 p.m. for you guys in my time zone as you're watching this right now. So I think I will be heading off for now. Thank you so much for watching, even though I'm not able to chat with you guys like I usually do. Thank you so much for just watching tuning in. That means a lot to me. And just like, yeah, I'll see you guys soon. It's just, I gotta be stuck in here for a while. Stuck in training for a while. So if you'd like to, same thing as usual, look at, feel free to drop by Discord, drop me a few messages. That would mean the world to me. I'm probably on Thursday, 4 days in, I'm probably pretty lonely and stuff already. So yeah, if you'd like to, feel free to have a bit of a chat with me. I would love to catch up with you guys when I'm back. Catch up with you guys on Discord as well. Yeah, I will see all of you soon, okay? Miss you guys a lot. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you. And I hope today's recording was useful to you if you're using it as background noise while you were doing work or something. Thank you so much for dropping by. I will see all of you again soon, okay? Good night. Goodbye. Sleep well. Oh, wrong. I keep doing this. I did this for the previous recording too. Good night. I'll see all of you soon. Thank you so much for coming by. And yeah, if I do like a surprise stream on the weekend, look forward to that. But if I don't, then I'll catch you guys like maybe 1 week later. And thank you so much for coming by. Sleep well tonight. Rest well. Eat lots as well. Take care of yourselves, okay? Very important. I want you all healthy, happy and healthy. See you all again soon. Bye-bye.